Brooks is putting your bags in the car.
Thank you. Oh, Mac. I didn't know I'd feel so...
I know what you mean. You're just going across town. Feels like you're going across the country.
It was all over so fast.
Nothing is over. It's all just beginning for you and me.
I know. I guess I just didn't realize how much I'd hate leaving. This is such a beautiful house, and I've been so happy here.
I'm glad you care so much about it, Alice.
I do care, Mac. More than I can ever say.
Well, you're going to have a long time in which to say it.
You sure know how to chase away the blues.
I hope so. Anyway, why should there be blues? Before long, you'll be right back here at home as my wife. Then I won't ever have to take you home someplace else again, like a schoolboy on a date.
Well, that could be fun, too. But I'm glad it doesn't have to go on too long. I guess I just want it all. The romance, the excitement of being in love. Hope you don't think I'm being silly.
You? You are one of the sanest, most stable women I've ever known.
Sane and stable. It doesn't sound too exciting.
Believe me, Alice. Along with the saneness, along with the stability, you are a most beautiful, a most exciting, a most desirable woman. And I love you.
Well, perhaps I should express my doubts more often.
Don't you change. You stay exactly the way you are. That's the woman I love right there. All ready? I'd like to stop by the office if I may.
Sure.
Rick?
Pat.
Oh, don't get up. Don't get up.
Oh.
Oh, you look so tired.
Oh, well, I'm a little, kind of a hell of a night.
Sorry. Look, it's a bad time. I'll see you again.
Wait a minute. What is it?
This is so difficult for me, Rick. I hope I'm doing the right thing. I didn't sleep all night trying to figure out what the right thing to do would be.
Pat, maybe you better just tell me, because, you see, I'm beginning to imagine all sorts of horrible things.
I know you and Marianne have had some problems lately. And I don't believe in interfering. I hope you know that. I just thought I should share this with you.
What are you trying to tell me?
This?
What is that?
Jamie's daily calendar. I think I know where he is. Pretty sure, in fact.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Don't you?
No, I think you just better just tell me.
I've been trying to call Marianne over and over at the hotel, and I haven't been able to reach her. But rather than ignore it, I think you should see this. This page.
Marianne to seminar. Savoy Hotel, Detroit. And the flight number. Still don't understand what you're trying to get at here.
Don't you?
Trying to say that Jamie and Marianne went off together? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
another world.
Alice, dear. Mac? Oh, how wonderful it is to see you back here. Of course, surely you're not going to come back to work this soon.
Oh, yes. I'm coming back to work, but only a few hours at a time. Russ has made me swear to that.
Well, I'll make sure you follow his orders, with Alice's help, of course.
Sorry, Liz, I've been fired.
Huh?
Liz, Brian. Are you a sight for sore eyes?
Welcome home.
It's good to see you, Brian.
Well, you're looking well. Extremely well.
Well, that's because I've had the very best of care.
You did have that. But he owes a lot to his own amazing recuperative powers. This man is even stronger than he looks.
No question about that.
Since Brian is here, I would like to speak to him for a few minutes, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course not.
Sure? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Liz, would you take care of this? Alice, nice to see you again.
You too, Brian.
Alice, you look absolutely radiant this morning. You must be so happy to be going home. Your father told me you would be back today.
I guess maybe I do look radiant today, but it's not because I'm moving back home.
Well, what is it, dear?
Oh, Aunt Liz, we weren't going to tell anyone until next week, except the immediate family.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I consider myself one of the immediate family.
That's just what I was going to say. You are one of the immediate family, so...
What is it?
Mac has asked me to marry him.
What?
Liz, you don't look too happy.
What? Oh, no. Oh, yes, I am. It's just... Well, are you going to marry him?
Who do you think? Of course I am.
Oh.
Well, thanks for that gushing tide of best wishes and all that.
Oh, no, dear, I'm sorry. Of course, I wish you both the absolute best. Did you say you weren't going to tell anybody?
Not till next week.
Next week?
Well, we wouldn't have a party and tell all our friends at the same time.
How nice.
Liz, you really aren't happy about this, are you?
What? Oh, it's not that, Alice. It's really not that. It's just...
Well,
it's
what
not
is it,
that,
then?
Alex, I'm concerned, dear. I mean, this all is going too fast.
Well, it's not really all that fast. And I do love him. And he loves me.
Mac loved Rachel, too.
Yes, I know he did. But that's all over now.
Oh, darling. Oh, for both your sakes, I hope you're right.
I'm sorry, yes, something like that.
I don't know why you're telling me this, Pat.
Because if Jamie is there, I think you should do something about it.
What do you want me to do? Go to Detroit and bring her back? Slap her hand? Something like that?
No, of course not.
Look, I don't see that notation in that little notebook means anything. I know where Marianne is. She's at the Savoy. I know she's there.
Well, why would Jamie have that information if he didn't plan to follow her?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I think you should do something about it. Check it out.
Maybe I don't want to check it out. Maybe I just don't want to know.
Bury your head in the sand? Is that what you want to do? No, you don't. Your
Look,
marriage means too much to
Pat, I know you mean well, but I really don't like this. You've never interfered before. I don't know why you're doing it now.
you. Because I want the two of you to stay together. Marianne loves you. I know that.
Oh,
if you've had some
great.
differences, now is the time to resolve them before it's too late.
Well, if Jamie's up there with her, which is what you think, then maybe it's already too late.
No, it isn't. People do irrational things when they're hurt.
Look, we had an argument, but it wasn't that serious. And if she thought it was to do something like this, then... I don't know what to believe. And I don't think this notation means that much anyway.
greeting you had this morning from your very loyal staff, I would say that they're extremely happy to see you walking these halls again.
I was very touched, Brian, with the open show of affection. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, an obvious respect. You know, I don't think a day has gone by without someone expressing the wish to have you back at the complex.
Yes, well, obviously things have run very smoothly without me.
Well, due to your talent in choosing more than competent assistants.
Yes, I've got to admit, I have a talent for picking good people to work with me. And that, of course, includes you.
Well, I should certainly hope so, Mr. Cory, but thank you, Mac. So, how does it feel to be back?
Strange and natural. I've done so much work at home, it's almost as if there hasn't been an interruption.
Any idea when you'll come back full time?
Well, soon, I hope, but Russ is being extremely cautious.
Now, you follow his advice, Mac. He's a good man.
Mm.
Well, was there anything more you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, actually, there is. You remember when I was in the hospital, I asked you to change my will?
Yes, I do. All it lacks is your signature. I split your assets between Jamie, Amanda, and Sandy Alexander.
Sandy Cory. He's going to start using his name.
Oh.
My name. And I would appreciate it if you'd take care of that matter legally as well, if you would.
Well, I'll be happy to.
And there's one other thing, Brian.
Yes?
Another revision of my will.
A revision?
Yes, a very simple one. One that actually will be quite obvious quite shortly.
Mac, what are you up to now?
It's a secret, Brian. A secret that gives me enormous pleasure.
More information on Utah.
Such as?
Zoning reports of specific cities, building codes, land surveys, geological assays of soil, that kind of thing.
And I should familiarize myself with that kind of thing, too, huh?
Please, and as quickly as possible.
Will do. Man, things are really revving up in every direction, aren't they?
Yes, we're beginning to take on quite a few new employees now, especially as we're drawing closer to the completion date of the penthouse and the heliport. Oh, one more thing, Mr. Hobson. Mr. Black has requested that you get checked out on the Blackhawk helicopter.
Really?
I thought you'd be pleased about that, since our records show you had some flying experience in Vietnam.
Well, how did you get that information? Those missions were highly classified.
I don't know how Mr. Black comes by that information, Mr. Hobson, but it is correct, isn't it?
Well, yes,
Then
but
perhaps this afternoon you could drop by the airport and at least meet with Brent.
Brent, who's that?
Brent Anderson. He's one of the Blackhawk pilots, and he's been assigned to help you get checked out on the company jets and helicopter.
Okay, I'll stop by there later.
Very good. Oh, one more thing.
Yes, what is it?
One dossier is not quite complete. I noticed in passing that James Frame's whereabouts is not listed.
Yeah, well, nobody seemed to have his address at present. I'll get right on it.
Fine.
Mr. Frame, the position you're applying for here at West Bayside is in construction. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Your previous experience was as senior editor and managing publisher of Brava magazine for Cory Publishing. Now, that's a rather high-level administrative position, am I right?
Yes, it is. Or was.
You left voluntarily?
That's right, I quit.
And now you're applying for a job on a construction crew. You know, from what I see here, with your 3.5 years of college and your experience at Cory, don't you think you're better suited for an administrative job? You know, we just happen to have such a position opening up in our advertising.
Me, that's not the kind of job I want.
It pays much better, Mr. Frame.
Yes, well, I really don't want that kind of job. I want something I can do with my hands instead of my head.
Mr. Frame, you don't have any construction experience.
Yes, I know, but I can learn to do anything. I'm not stupid.
Oh, I'm sure you're not. But in the kind of work we do, we require that our employees have at least some experience with various types of machinery, different kinds of equipment. Otherwise, we'd be putting them and the people they work with in potentially dangerous situations.
So what you're saying is you won't hire me for a construction job?
But if you're interested in an administrative job...
No, but thank you for your time.
Mr. Frayne, should you change your mind, please come back.
Well, I won't change my mind, but thank you.
Don't you ever work? Every time I see you, you look like death warmed over.
Huh.
You have to be a little bit more than tired to put a look on your face like that.
Look, I'm in no mood for light-hearted banter. I'm not really in the mood to talk either. So if you're going to stay, cool it.
Bad mood, huh? I read you. I'm just going to sit here and drink my juice.
Good.
How's Marianne doing?
Yes, Joey, that is part of it.
And the rest?
You're not going to let up, are you?
I could see he doesn't want to talk to me, so I'm just going to sit here and drink my juice and make believe I didn't say anything. That's what I'm going to do.
That's really why she did it, huh? Huh.
Who did what?
Pat.
Pat, your mother-in-law. What did she do?
She comes and tells me, shows me Jamie's diary, his date book, right?
Yeah.
And in it, it's got Marianne's flight number and the hotel where she's staying at.
Yeah, so?
It's all got another notation that says the Marianne to seminar. It's the same flight number that she went on.
And the hotel.
Now you're getting it. It's the same one.
And you think that Jamie's with Marianne?
No. I don't want to think that. But it is his date book, and it is in there. And I don't know what to think.
No, wait, let me ask you something. Where did this date book come from?
Liz found it in Mac's things.
Do you know that every time that something like this happens, Cecile is involved?
Yeah, well, that's not happening.
No, wait a second. She tried to break up you and Marianne before, right?
I know, I'm aware of that.
Well, see, now, it doesn't matter where this date book came from. The thing is that I bet you Cecile is behind it. She planted it, and so you would see it. So you'd find it.
Why would she do that?
You're a smart guy. You're pretty dumb, aren't you? Cecile wants... Listen to me. Cecile wants Sandy now, right? So what she does is she pawns off Jamie on you and Marianne. You have to deal with her, and this way Cecile's guilt-free.
Where do you get all that information, Joe?
I don't know, but it makes sense.
I see.
It makes sense.
I just can't even think that way. I don't understand how you put that together.
You don't know Cecile that well. You don't know her. She's a snake. I'm telling you. I know that girl.
Well, I don't know. I wish you were right.
Let me ask you something. Do you really think that Marianne would do something like that to you? No.
I don't think Marianne would do that.
Right. Marianne's a terrific lady. So if you do think that Marianne would do something like that to you, you don't deserve her, pal.
So, how's it going?
Oh, very well, actually. Your Mr. Black leaves very explicit instructions. That makes my job pretty easy, because there can be no substitutes. However, sometimes that makes my job a little bit more difficult.
But there's a problem?
Right now, yes. You see, Mr. Black wants a statue. A very specific pre-Columbian statue.
Then buy it.
The statue just happens to be in someone's private collection.
Well, maybe the owner wants to sell.
The collection is in Buenos Aires.
Well, give him a call and see if he's interested in selling.
Oh, okay. Call Buenos Aires just like that, right?
Yeah, just like that. Check with Quinn on the time difference and then make the call.
Okay. So, say they want to sell. How much do I offer?
Well, ask him how much he wants.
And then?
Then tell him you have the money wired to him.
I don't believe how you people do business. It just amazes me.
Well, you got to understand something about Mr. Black. See, he knows exactly what he wants. And then he goes and gets it. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that's the only way you'll ever get what you want.
The more I hear about Mr. Black, the more I really want to meet him.
Oh, you and me both, Blaine. You and me both.
Mac, what are you doing here? Oh,
hello, Cecile.
Mac, it's so good to see you.
Oh.
Well, what are you doing here?
Well, I actually just came by to get the feel of the place, as it were.
Well, I didn't expect to see you today at all. I guess I should have realized that you might be here after seeing Alice outside. How are you, Mac?
I'm fine, Cecile.
Good.
Just fine. Sandy came to see me.
Yeah. About Jamie and me.
And about you and Sandy.
Mac, please don't be angry with me. Or with Sandy. I mean, if I thought you were, I don't think I could live with myself.
Why don't we sit down? I must admit, Cecile, I was extremely shocked when Sandy told me about his feelings for you, your feelings for him. Especially
Since Jamie just left me so recently.
Yes, I suppose that is it.
Mac, please don't be angry with Sandy. Oh, he would never do anything to hurt you or Jamie. It just sort of happened. All those months that Jamie and I were having problems, Sandy was always there to help me. And I guess if I'm to be honest with myself, I'd have to admit that I was falling in love with him for a long time. But I just didn't want to admit it because I thought there might be some chance that Jamie and I could work things out. But there isn't. It's over, Mac. And knowing how much Sandy cares for me...
Well, I just wonder if it is completely over. I mean, don't you think that if Jamie has time alone to sort things out, don't you think that after he thinks things over, he might decide to come back home here to Cory Publishing as well as to you?
No, Mac, I don't think so.
What makes you so sure?
Because right now he's with Marianne Holloway.
Marianne? How do you know that?
Well, Liz or Pat found Jamie's calendar, and it was clearly listed. Marianne's airline, her flight number, and her hotel she's staying at in Detroit for her seminar. But it's okay, Mac. You know, it doesn't matter, really, because I'm happy for Jamie. If that's what he wants, if that's who he wants to be with. And, Mac, I've grown to love Sandy so much. I know this is hard for you. And look, if what we feel for each other is in some way going to interfere with your relationship with Sandy, Mac, then I'll just remove myself from the situation if that's what you want.
No, of course that's not what I'm saying, Cecile. I know firsthand how love can appear from very unexpected places. From what Sandy tells me, he loves you very much. And I guess you love him very much. So I'm just going to have to learn how to get used to that. But please, you have to give me a little time.
I will. But, Mac, just tell me that you don't hate me.
No, Cecile. I don't hate you. I just hope that you and Sandy turning to each other is not just the result of your mutual loss of Jamie. You of your husband, he of his closest friend and his brother.
No. We love each other, Mac. We really do.
Jason.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? What kind of greeting is that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, you've been dragging around here all day. I thought we had everything settled last night.
You mean between us?
Well, what else am I talking about? Come on. Would you get happy? Well, you aren't thinking of backing away from me now, are you?
Maybe.
Oh. Well, great. Thanks for letting me in on the good news.
No. It's just that a lot has been nagging at me.
Well, talk to me and tell me what's bothering you.
This place. Look at this place. Just look at it.
Well, what about it? It looks fine to me. I mean, we're doing pretty even business. It's early. It's going to fill up later.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait. This is a little too deep for me to get.
Do you want to spend the rest of your life working in a place like this?
This is a very nice place. This is clean. It's attractive. We have a very nice class of people here.
Yeah, but that still doesn't change the fact that it's a bar. We got our lives reversed.
So what?
Normal people go home. They go to bed at night.
So what does that have to do with us?
Don't you want to be normal people?
I thought I was normal. Almost.
We sleep all day. When everything's happening, we go to work in the dark. We go to sleep at sunup. I'm serious, Melissa. I mean, there's got to be something better than this.
Do you hear me complaining? I'm with you. I love you. So what else can I ask for?
A lot. I want something a lot better.
Okay. What?
Well, maybe if this place were a real class place, a real showcase for you. No, that's not it. That isn't it? It's the same thing, only it's more expensive.
Look, you sound very, very mixed up here.
Haven't you been listening to me? I don't want this. Nothing like this.
Okay. What do you want?
I don't know. And even if I did, what difference would it make?
And now, what kind of attitude is that?
Oh, well, I guess all I'm qualified for is tending bar. Or worse. Once I was a bookie. Is that the kind of guy you want to hook up with?
I said, do you hear me complaining?
You are something else. You know that?
I love you, and nothing else matters much.
Oh, it does to me. If I can't give you a better life, believe me, baby, I don't want to go on living.
Well, Mr. Frame, can you tell me what you've been doing for the past 2 years?
Pardon?
Well, from what I see here, you dropped out of Bay State 2.5 years ago. You haven't indicated what you've been up to since, Been working in construction?
No. Well, not exactly. Actually, I was working for a time at the Cory Halloway construction site, but...
Doing what?
General kinds of work.
In general. Can you be more specific?
I did some, supervisory work.
Did you get fired?
No. Cory sold the project.
Well, now, why didn't you indicate that, in your application?
Well, I didn't think it was, directly related to the kind of work you're doing here.
You're right. It isn't. Can you operate a crane?
No, but I can learn.
What about a forklift or a hoe ram?
No.
Well, let's try something simpler. A power shovel or a drag line.
No.
Why, then you tell me. What can you operate?
Actually, nothing.
Look, kid.
But there must be something around here that I could do. Something outside. Something.
We just can't take anybody off the streets and hire them like that. I mean, it could be dangerous. You don't understand the equipment we use here. Costs us a fortune in workman's compensation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Thank you.
'Cause I'm your woman now. Yeah, I know what you need.
sure can put a song over.
Hey, Denny. Yeah, she's the best. Sit down.
Thank you. So, you must be feeling pretty relieved now with all this stuff about Tracy finally cleared up.
Yeah, well, I'm real glad that nobody's pressing charges.
Hey, it'll all blow over in time, believe me.
I hope you're right, man. I really hope you're right. Hi, baby. That song was something else.
Oh, well, I sung it just for you.
Oh, yeah? Melissa, you remember Denny Hobson? Denny, Melissa Needham?
Oh, yeah, right, sure. How are you doing?
I've never been better, actually. I like the way you sing, Miss Needham.
Oh, thanks. Oh, listen, it's Melissa, please.
Melissa, it is then. Anyway, you're dynamite.
Oh, well, just keep those compliments coming, please. You work for the Blackhawk Project, don't you?
That's right. How did you know that?
Oh, well, a really good friend of mine works over there.
Who's that?
Blaine Ewing?
Oh, yeah, nice lady.
Yes, she really is.
Seems only natural that two such pretty ladies should be good friends.
Well, you are really full of them tonight, aren't you?
Excuse me, Melissa, but table 6, that couple over there, I think, wants to talk to you. More compliments, probably.
Yeah, well, listen, it was really nice to see you again.
Look, Denny, Melissa is my lady. So if you were even thinking of anything...
Hey, look, Jason, I have no intention of moving in on your lady. I was just being friendly, that's all.
Oh, well, in my book, it didn't quite look that way. If you know what I mean.
I read you loud and clear. It's just that, didn't mean anything by it, you know?
Okay, I believe you. But just as long as we understand each other.
Well, we do. We don't have to say another word.
And judging from your application, you really don't have that much experience. And we do need qualified, experienced people to work in the construction division of the Blackhawk Project. I'm sure you can understand our position.
Yes, but your ad indicated that you needed a lot of people and right away, and you also listed a lot of different jobs.
I'm sorry, but you seem to have no experience in any of them.
But there's got to be something there. Look, I'm sorry, I've been all over town all day long for the past week, and it's the same old story. You don't have any experience. Well, I don't know how you can get any experience if no one will give you a job.
Well, there are a number of good schools that offer courses in the operation of various heavy equipment, and then of course, there are apprentice programs.
Well, that takes quite a bit of time, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, I don't have a lot of time. I'm sorry, I need a job now. I can't wait.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Shaffer. I didn't know you were in the middle of an interview.
We were just finishing.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
I'm sorry, Mr. Frame.
Frame?
I'll be right with you, Mr. Cavallo. I am sorry, Mr. Frame, but maybe after you get some experience, you could reapply. I know we would reconsider your application.
Miss Shaffer, can I talk to you for a minute? Oh, hold it, Mr. Frame.
Sure.
Like a word with you, please. Is he applying for a job?
Yes, but I had to turn him down. No experience.
Miss Shaffer, I'd like to handle this, if you don't mind.
No, of course not, Mr. Cavallo, but...
Well, I'd like a further word with Mr. Frame. I think there may be a place for him here at Blackhawk.
Mac, would you please put that suitcase down? You know you shouldn't be carrying anything heavy right now.
Oh, it's not all that heavy. Besides, you've been doing things for me for weeks. You've got to get used to the idea. From now on, I'm going to be doing a lot of things for you.
Only when you're fully recovered. And until then, I'm carrying my own suitcases. You got that?
Anything you say, ma'am.
Hello, Mac.
Hi, Jim.
Welcome home, darling. This place has been so lonely without you.
I'm back now.
And Mac, you're looking as robust and as healthy as ever.
Oh, well, I like the healthy part, but I'm not sure about the robust. You think I've gained too much weight?
I don't think that's what Dad meant at all, man.
I'll tell you, Jim, your daughter's been taking such wonderfully good care of me. I'm not at all surprised if I put on too much weight.
No, I didn't mean that at all.
I want to thank you again very much for coming to visit me at the hospital. It's visits from good friends like you that really count at a time like that, Jim.
We were all very concerned about you.
Well, that concern and all the good wishes really sped my recovery.
Whatever it was, it's good to see you up and around and carrying suitcases.
Oh, well, I've been warned about that.
And you'd better take heed.
Jim, I wonder if you've noticed a certain proprietary attitude in your daughter's behavior toward me.
Well?
And quite properly so.
Oh?
Yes. We want you to be the first to know.
Know what?
I've asked Alice to marry me.
Marry you?
Yes, Dad, it's true.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. What did you say?
What do you think?
You said yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, darling, if that's what you both really want, you have my blessings.
Thank you, Jim. It's really what we want.
Well, tell me this. When's the great event to take place?
Haven't set a date yet.
But we want to have a party, Dad, to announce it to everyone.
That sounds exciting.
It will be. Well, everything's exciting for me and Alice now, Jim.
Whatever it is, the main thing, the important thing is you're both doing what you really want.
We certainly do want to.
Just be happy. That's all I've ever wanted for any of my children, that they be happy.
I think that's what most fathers want most for their children. And I want to promise you, Jim, I'm going to do everything in my power to see that Alice is always just as happy as she is right this minute.
I'm a little surprised to see you down here looking for a job.
Well, I need a job.
Yeah, that's why most people come in here. Tell me, Mr. Frame, why are you applying for a construction job? I mean, when I was working at the Cory Holloway construction site, you were my supervisor.
Well, call me James.
Okay, James?
I just want a construction job.
You quit Cory?
Yeah.
Your father know about this?
My stepfather? Yeah, he knows.
Have a falling out?
No, nothing like that. I just, I wanted to do something by myself. My own job, my own life. Can you understand that?
Yeah, I can. Why'd you come here?
Well, it was next on my list. Seems every place I go, it's the same story.
Yeah, no job, no way to get experience.
Right, I don't know what to do.
And you're not interested in one of these administrative-type jobs we have opening here?
No.
You mean that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, listen, Mr. Frame, James, we have a policy here. We hire experienced people only. We got a rush job in progress, jobs that got to get done before the big boss, Mr. Black, gets to town.
All right, I understand.
No, wait a moment. I'm not done. You know, you did a good job running that dock site. Now remember, when you had to sell out, you went to a lot of trouble to see that everyone got interviews for jobs elsewhere, some even at Cory. They didn't have experience for that either.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you deserve the same chance. You want to work construction here? You got the job.
Really?
Yeah. But this work ain't no picnic. Right now, let's see. We got openings only on the 3 to 11 shift. That's heavy manual labor. Loading and unloading. Getting ready for the heliport construction at 1300 Addison. You still interested?
You bet.
Okay. You can start tomorrow. Report to the dock site. I'll make sure your name is at the gate. Oh, you'll need a picture badge. Well, we'll take care of that tomorrow. Be there at 2:30 so you can fill out the usual personnel papers. And wear some work clothes. I think you're going to find the first few days a little rough.
Thank you, Mr. Morales.
Are you sure you don't want me to take that suitcase upstairs for you?
Absolutely not. And don't you even try.
All right. Just for your sake, I won't. Well, I guess I gotta go.
I hate to see you go.
Well, I ain't leaving you. Like leaving a part of myself.
I'm going to miss you.
Not as much as I'm gonna miss you. Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh, there is something I want to ask you.
What?
Well, there's something I want to do, but I don't want to do it without your agreement.
What is it?
I would like to tell Rachel now about our marriage plans.
Of course, Mac.
I would hate for her to have to find it out from the newspaper. I think I owe her that much for Amanda's sake.
Of course. I understand.
Sure you don't mind?
I don't mind. I love you, Mac. And what I love about you, or one of the things I love about you, is that you're considerate of other people's feelings. And that's something I never want to change in you.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.